we are here for Code Racing League on the Code channel because I was streaming on the wrong channel, so I want to say massive thank you for Glowstick for pointing that out. But we are back then for round 15 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here in Jeddah in the Middle East here, as we moved away from Europe, and now we are here at the punishment round with Glowstick.
Hello, I am back with Tier 3. Happy to be back, to be honest. I really enjoyed last time out, and I love Jeddah personally. What about you, Jamie?
To watch, yes, but to race on, not really, because I do find it quite difficult around here. And edit track really for me, because I can't really adapt to the game as you would have thought I could by now. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of this track in terms of racing, but in terms of watching, it's fast flowing, high speed corners, so that's what I enjoy about this circuit. And lots of battles here. We've got 3 DRS zones around here as well, and we're about to see then some good racing action here. And currently the top of the time machines, we've got Quick Colour, and interesting fact about Quick Colour, he had a few races off. I'm not quite sure what he's doing in his spare time, but when he came to the Singapore Grand Prix, he he started in last place because he completely he didn't have a good qualifying session. I don't know why, because his race pace was just amazing. He overtook everybody. He benefited from the safety car, and he won the second race for McLaren, because the race before that was Bahrain, and MKP won it. But in the Singapore Grand Prix, Quick Killer came out of nowhere and he won the Singapore Grand Prix. So keep an eye on Quick Killer tonight. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with once again, the Indian driver. So want to keep an eye on him then to see if he can keep up his good form of turning up to every race and winning it too. So as you can see then, 17 laps on the board here with 2 MKP and KXI. Could not set a lap time further behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, KXI invalidated in one of his laps. MKP currently going down the turn 26, I think, to start his lap, as we have Nathan and Maze in the chat. Hello guys. Maze, good luck for tonight. I know you're racing in this league, so, and in this tier, so good luck for tonight. And Nathan, thanks for joining us as well, as we have MKP going through turn 1 and turn 2. You're getting a little bit of a slide, but you should still continue. Coming through turn 3, braking at the 50-meter board. Coming through turn 4, turn 5, and now turn 6. Getting a bit hesitant with the throttle. Sector 1, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 33.9 coming through this left-hander of, I don't know what turn. Probably
T13.
Turn 13, I think. Yeah, turn 13. Now turn 14. Should be braking about 50-meter board, yep. Coming through left-hander. Coming down to the second DRS straight, as there's an Alfa Romeo behind him. Hopefully he's not on a lap. As we go through sector 2, it's a 1 minute 3.3 in the second sector. Now the final DRS, well, not, I don't think it's actually the final, this is the second. I've done that wrong, but anyway. Braking halfway between the 100 and the 50-meter board. Now coming through to the straight. What's it going to be for MKP? It's going to be 18th.
And look at
Could
little
go
one.
quicker.
Yeah, you mentioned that Alfa Romeo Little One was right behind him. I thought it was Harry Palmer because he was on the outlap, but it looks like Little One there down in P14 is struggling once again then in the Alfa Romeo. Didn't have a good qualifier session back in Mexico, but here in Saudi Arabia, second race in a row for him that has not had a good qualifier session. So he was right behind MKP. He was following him too, so maybe got held up a bit, just slowed down to make sure he didn't interrupt MKP's lap there. But let's see then if he gets a quick lap time in by no interruptions. So let's see what he can do in the Alfa Romeo, because his teammate once again for the second weekend in a row is outperforming him in the second Alfa Romeo. Our championship leader Little One can win the championship here ahead of Mazzles, but he's only got a few points to outscore him. Mazzles got a lot of work to do if he wants to win the championship, but it's going to swing the favour. The odds are in favour towards Little One there, but we'll see what he can do tonight. Little One just needs a few these last two to be clean races and no mistakes, because he's got no pressure whatsoever on his shoulders. And Mazzles, well, he just needs a decent result. I don't think he's thinking about the championship because it's well out of his reach and grasp to clinch it. So all he's looking for is some decent results to hang on to P2 in the championship, because Mazzles versus Ross can still heat up between those two. I'm on board with KXI now, coming towards turn 20. Oh, there's a Mercedes in the middle of the road there. Was that George Hargreaves? Yes, it was George, who's gone for a spin there, where Leclerc and Schumacher have lost it previously as well. But luckily for him, he was a ghost. But otherwise, KXI would have hit him smacked in the middle there, and thankfully both drivers escaped except George because he spun. But here comes KXI then coming towards the line, and it's going to be a 30.0 then. So we just can't break out the 30s, KXI. I just need a few more 10s to get the 29s. Nacho in P4.
Yep, and interestingly enough, Little One came into the pits. I don't know. I don't know if this is in that, but he's also invalidated. Coming through, I think that is turn 12. But I don't think anyone else is on a lap at the moment.
Well, I was on board with somebody and I saw in the background KXI spun coming out of turn number 3 there, so he's lost his end plate unfortunately. It looks like he was going for a second consecutive lap, was KXI, but unfortunately got too a bit greedy and thought maybe the tyres were over here, because he did one full lap on no set of soft compound tyres. You don't want to be doing consecutive lap times, hot lap after hot lap, because that don't really work in this game, because the tyres will just heat up. We only want to use these soft compound tyres for the maximum of one lap to get their best performance as well. And if you want to do a cool down push, you need to really cool down the tyres in their optimum working range to get them to another flying lap. Otherwise you don't want to be doing consecutive lap times as well, because that will really take a large chunk of tyre wear and heat them up, and overheat as well. Craigo 1/10 down, but he went quickest in the middle sector with the purple there, so looks like he found some time in that middle sector. He's also going for another flying lap on the same set of soft compound tyres. As you'll see in this on this grid, you'll see plenty of drivers doing consecutive lap times, trying to get a feel for the track, doing multiple laps to see save their last few tyres for the last part of qualifying to get their best lap times. And then as Craigo makes his way down towards the line, it's 29.8 and he's a 10th down on his best time then. So a lot of drivers here are in the pit lane then, but Deluxy on his return in the Mercedes. Deluxy and George Hargreaves there will be a good lineup in the Mercedes there, but I think Deluxy is a reserve driver, so he'll be appearing now and then, because George Hargreaves a few races ago was a reserve driver, now he's a full-time driver with Mercedes. As the boys in the chat, good evening to you both, McConey and Culper, hope you're both doing well here. But yeah, ooh,
Craigo's in the wall! Coming out of turn 12, he just lost the rear end, tried to stop it, but unfortunately hit the wall and he is out for qualifying. And something you didn't mention, Deluxe jumped up to second. I didn't realise he was on another lap, but he jumped up to second with a 29.1.
Good lap time there from Deluxy then, as unfortunately Craigo, that's another disadvantage if you do one lap after another consecutive lap times, because obviously the more tyres heat up, obviously the more you slide around, and that's a consequence of the drivers going for more than one lap, especially around this track here where you can ill afford a mistake. As you can see there, Ferguson missing his entry towards turn 20 into turn 21. I can't remember what that corner is actually, because there's 27 corners around this track, so that wasn't turn 21, I think it was turn number, let's have a look on the track map, because I'm trying to remember it, it's going to be very difficult. And that corner was 23.
Possibly, yeah, 23. But Ferguson coming into the pits now. As everyone is now in the pits and about to start their out laps for the final bit of qualifying. Now this could be interesting. Will Deluxy improve on his time, possibly get pole, or will Quick Killer improve, staying on pole position? Nobody knows. It's tier 3 cone, nobody knows at the moment.
Yeah, and quick colour there, surprising everybody to return back after his second appearance here, I think, in Tier 3, because his first appearance was, for me at least, because I wasn't here, I think I was here after the Dutch Grand Prix, when I became a full-time commentator with Head Bob here. But Head Bob here was only there for one time because he's assisting with a different league, but quick colour on his return to Singapore finished in P1. He's actually here in Bahrain too, so I didn't really see that one, but yeah, Quick Colour's done a really fantastic job here in Current Racing League, and looking through the results, he appeared, having a quick flick through, appeared twice, and this is the third appearance for him, so his third appearance, one win, and let's see what he could do here in Saudi Arabia. Currently putting that McLaren on pole position, but his competitors around him are hungry, as majority of the drivers are on the circuit. In fact, all the drivers on the circuit. This is going to be so interesting, isn't it, Glowstick? Let's see if traffic will affect these drivers too. Let's have a look who's on board to see who's on the lap time here, Glowstick.
Yeah, I just noticed something as well. Craigo and Mazzles have set the exact same time. That's a little bit, that's fun, but I think the Felon coming down the straight, this will be his final run, possibly. So 1:29.9.
I'm on board with KXI if you want to go on board with him, because he was one of the first drivers out of all of them to go for flying lap then to just avoid the traffic there as KXI. I had 4 guys behind him. You can see you saw what I saw, didn't you, Glowstick?
Yeah, pushing really hard for that corner, touching the inside barrier. Now we're coming through, I think this is turn 22. No, this is turn 22. They're turn 23 and turn 24. 3 separate corners there, interestingly enough. Now turn 25 and turn 26. Should be braking between the 100 and the 50, yep. Now the final corner, turn 27, quite tricky. We saw Max Verstappen on his lap, clipping the barrier on the right. That ended his qualifying, but KXI jumps up to 12th with a 1:29.7.
Dying stages are qualified, everybody is on their final flying lap, and if you see a yellow flag in whatever sector they're in, indicates they made a mistake somewhere. I did see 2 yellow flags, one of them was Mercedes, I don't know which one it was. We've got Deluxe on a lap time, we've got a Haas who's crashed, that's Gorton, a felon who has unfortunately crashed out of this. Oh, Deluxe has spun, and he's hit the wall, he's lost his wing too. Took a bit too much speed through that corner there, did Deluxe, through that left-hander, very fast left-hander, and unfortunately his qualifying session is done and dusted there. Can he remain on P2 because we've got Harry Palmer and George Hargreaves yet to complete their final flying laps then in these dying stages. Harry Palmer is a 10th up on his final flying lap here. What can he do? He's 4 tenths up in the middle sector. If he keeps this up, he will take away pole. Look at Mays up into P3 in the AlphaTauri. There's a wheel stranded on the track there, must be coming from the Haas there, who crashed a few moments ago. But we've got Harry Palmer then on his way now towards the final corner. Just keep it nice and tidy. He's 4 tenths up. He can take pole position. There's no need to make a mistake now, and all the hard work is now done, as all you're going to do is pin it all the way to the finish line. It's pole position for Harry Palmer with a 29.8, but yet we've got Quick Colour. No, he's validated his lap time then, so Quick Colour will not take pole.
Yeah, he's invalidated. Mazzle's up to 3rd, rotten time from him. Little one up to 5th as well. Both the Alfa Romeos doing good so far. Unfortunately, one was having a great race. That was Harry Palmer last time out, and one was having not a great race, and that was Little One. But it's good to see both of them doing well. And George Hargreaves gets pole position with a 28.7, and that is all the times, I think. Unless J.R. Mason's doing something, I don't know. I think he made a mistake in the middle sector and he's coming into the pits. George Hargreaves gets pole in Saudi Arabia.
And he's a 10th clear of Harry Palmer as well. Remember what happened last time? We saw George, Harry and Mazzles all come together in the race. It was chaotic between those 3 when they came together at turn number 4. Mazzles, Harry and George want to forget, of course. They don't want to be repeating that. But George Hargreaves puts his Mercedes onto pole position then, and that's going to give him a big advantage off the start. Harry Palmer, an excellent qualifying session once again. His 2nd best qualifying session in a row from Mexico all all the way here in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia then, so he'll be happy with that one and trying to go one better than he did in Mexico. He finished in P2 in Mexico, and now he wants to take the win away from George Hargreaves, as Ross put it out last time with the Alpine on the front row then. So this could be an interesting race. Shout out to Quickler on his return back as well. The Indian driver left off where he did in Singapore, had an amazing well, he didn't have a good qualifying session in Singapore. I think he started 19th, but made his way through up the field to finish in first in Singapore, and now his third appearance here, started in third place. Mazel's in P4 ahead of Deluxe on his return too. The reserve driver also did a fantastic job. Little One spent most of the qualifying session outside the top 10. He's in 6th place. Chugs in the Ferrari P7, Dragon in P8, Mays a good qualifying session for him in the AlphaTauri, Nacho P10, Ross last week's race winner in P11, Ferguson P12, Leon in P13, Craigo, JR Mason, KXI, J Hartnell, Gjord Tillefellen, MKP unfortunately did not get a clean lap time in for him, so that's his all to make up in the race for him.
Yep. Very interesting quali. Really chaotic towards the end. I wouldn't have expected George to get pole. I wasn't even on board with him, so it was a really nice shock and nice surprise, to be honest.
Yes, it was indeed, and we all know that George is looking for his first win of the first podium, first potential win of the season too, after all those mistakes he had in our last few races, Mexico, Singapore, Bahrain, USA, Azerbaijan, all those mistakes he's had, and Austria too, when he pitted with 5 laps to go in the race and rejoined P13 from P1. But yeah, what can he do here in Saudi Arabia? Is he going to find a new way to bottle it, or is he going to try and win this time? We'll see. But let's see what George can do. Harry Palmer as well got the pace here in Saudi Arabia, so it could be very interesting to see if he can claim his first win. He got his podium last time out at the Mexican Grand Prix. I think that was his first podium of the season, if I'm not mistaken, because I know he's struggled a lot because he spent some time outside the top 10 as well this season. But yeah, that was his first podium of the season as well. So first podium of the season last week. Now can he go for his first win of the season? Let's see then. Harry Palmer has got the pace to match it like he did in Mexico. Remember, his first stint was amazing because he pulled away from the field, but his second stint on the mediums, he said he used a bit too much battery and left him exposed to the guys behind as well. So let's see if he can rectify that mistake as the formation lap is off then.
Yep. Well done to Harry as well. First podium last time out in Mexico. Of course, I could possibly be his good luck charm, because as soon as I start commentating, he gets a podium. But I don't know, honestly. Didn't you say his last best finish was P6 or something?
Yeah, I can't remember what. I think it was. I actually can't remember, to be honest. There's been so many good races this season in Tier 3 and in Tier 1, so got a lot to remember.
Yeah, true. But out of turn 3 there, I noticed Quick Killer lighting up his rears a bit too much and tapping the inside wall, but fortunately there's no damage on the formation lap, which is kind of good actually for league races such as this. It means you just can't get damage. It's really useful, and he's hit the wall again actually, now that I speak about it. But yeah, I don't know who's going to win this one, to be honest. It's going to be a hard call.
Neither do I, mate. I just can't. I don't know. It's quite a difficult one because a lot of things can happen with safety cars as well. Mixture of strategies going on with the media runners there of Quick Killer and Deluxe, Chugs in P7. We've got Maze and Nacho also the mediums, and MKP, the only man on the soft compound tyres, making up as many places as he can down there in P19. It's the only thing he can do. Unfortunately, struggling at this track, which is no surprise because it is very difficult and demanding. But anybody could win. It's all about being consistent, having the pace, choosing the right moments at the right time, safety cars as well. You can't predict when a safety car comes out, it just happens. So some people can be unlucky. There's nothing you can do. It's not in your control to obviously to know when the safety car comes out, so you just got to be at the right place at the right time as well, and that could be a factor of determining who can win this race or who will lose and who will gain a massive advantage or disadvantage then. So if an early safety car comes out like lap 7 and 8, that'll benefit quickly to get off the mediums and put on the hards. But tyre wear, I don't think it's too bad around here if I remember in my racing days here in Saudi Arabia, but we'll see as 2 drivers got disqualified from the session then, as all the drivers are about to make our way towards the grid then.
Yep, making their way to the grid. Just hope for a clean race, not too many safety cars, because I know it is a safety car prone track. I know there's been lots of safety cars here before in my previous league races. I just hope that it doesn't disrupt the race too much, as now we look to the lights. We've got 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. I can't see the grid too much, but Felon has had a good start. Quick Killer, though, up to first already. Up and turn 1 and turn 2. Harry up staying second, but George Hargreaves not had the best of starts. Little One up to 4th as well. Great start from him. Mazel's losing a position. Chugs up to another position as well. But Craigo not having, well, he has had not a mid start to be honest, and J.R. Mason lost a couple of positions from the start, but Killer up to the lead in turn 1.
Yeah, very good start there from Kelly. He had amazing grip off the line, as you expect, being on the 1 step softer tyres on the mediums. But look at Chugs then, it's right for the sides, as he almost lost traction himself going to the inside line of a tight corner through there. But Chugs then has to stay behind Mazzles. He's on the medium compound 2, he's expected to be flying in this race, but he takes too much curb though, and that might cost him a warning. But he's got a big chance now to put pressure on Mazzles there. How hard will Mazzles fight, knowing that his rival behind is on the medium compound tyres? But Harry Palmer's pace is looking really good. He's 2 tenths behind Quick Killer, so if you can put pressure on Quick Killer, like, oh, we've got a few cars going off at turn number 23 there, going off the road there, and that was a Mercedes. And look at Chugs then, he's just got past Mazzles, and the Mercedes as well as Deluxey comes through on Mazzles then. I think he lost a few positions himself, and he goes around the outside into the final corner. He goes, they're both on the medium compound tyres, no advantage there, no DRS until the next few laps of this race. This is going to be a pure drag race down to the start finish straight then, as we make our way onto lap 2 then. Two cars go side by side, but they settle themselves in now into a rhythm with Deluxey into P5. I think that's where he started too, so he lost 2 places and gained them back immediately on lap 2.
Yeah, lost a couple positions off the start, gained him back though. The Felon though, looking to make up from quali, unfortunately crashing and spinning out into the wall, up already 5 positions, but May's not having the best of starts. He started 9, and oh, I've done the commentator curse. Oh no. Felon out of the race. I am so sorry. Guilty as charged, I guess. Oops.
Oh, lucky to go and see the Felon then, who becomes our first retirement of this race then on lap 2, and that has triggered a VSC, as I saw in the black box there. So VSC has been triggered, but I noticed that Harry Palmer was right behind Quick Killer at one point in the final corner. So as Harry Palmer can keep this pace up, not let Quick Killer get away on those medium compound tyres, this is going to benefit Harry then, because he's not able to pull away and extend that stint on those mediums, being on the faster tyres, capitalising them on this point of the race. But if the DRS comes up very quickly, we should do now with the virtual safety car, so it's not going to help Quick Killer, as he did break that 1 second gap. He did over George Hargreaves, by the way. George Hargreaves did drop back slightly, but let's have a look at the most gained and most lost. Quick Killer from 2, George Hargreaves down to 2, and go to the fellas left the session unfortunately. Deluxey in P5, so he did start P5, went down to P7, but gained those 2 places back immediately then as we go racing once again then. And is anybody poised to make a lunge into turn 1? We've got Dragon on speed right behind Mazzles, but look at the Red Bull and Ferguson under pressure from Nacho as he's trying to go around the outside. There's 3 blue cars right behind the Red Bull there, as he actually got a bad exit, but he stays ahead of Ross then, as he was putting pressure on the car ahead, but find himself defended from the guy behind, which was Ross on those hard compound tyres. Nacho is on the mediums though, so expect him to pull away from the hard runner right behind, but that looks like Ross then has got the pace to stay within the Williams' DRS there and actually use a bit of ERS on the straight as well. I thought it might go for it down into turn number 13, but that's a bit too risky and you don't want to break the train there. But however, as you can see in third place, George Hargreaves is actually almost 2 seconds behind Harry Palmer then, so not able to stick in the pace for the top two as he finds himself in a DRS train, being the leader of it with Little One in P4, championship leader, making gains from having not a bad qualifying session but not where he wants to be. But as you can see then, Ross is right behind Nacho because Nacho's almost dropping out of 1 second range of DRS from Ferguson in front. But Dragon of Speed is ever so close behind Mazzles. Mazzles is exposed as he's got no DRS off the back of anybody else. We've got a yellow flag, and that's Leon. Unfortunately, has retired. He's crashed in turn number 23, and that might cause an expected safety car.
At the moment, it's just a virtual, but I'm surprised because there's for the past we've only had virtual safety cars and no safety cars, I think, if I remember correctly. But Harry Palmer looking to continue his podium ways. Again, doing really good on the hards. He seems to really like them harder compounds and just pull away from people on the harders on the same tyres. But yeah, really unfortunate for Leon there. As MKP is in the pits as well, and he's going on to the hards.
So for those who didn't join, I can see a comment saying what's happening. Random Human, there was a qualifier session but you missed it. Maybe you joined a bit too late there. So George Hargreaves took pole position and he dropped 2 places. George was a bit of cork in the bottle there because there was 3 wide, he was in the middle of that sandwich. Harry Palmer on his inside, Quick Killer, in fact he was on the outside, very outside, because Quick Killer went to the middle of those two, Harry Palmer and George. So George there got a bit vulnerable into turn number 1 there, not really having the preferred choice on the inside, whereas Quick Killer and Harry Palmer did then. So George there couldn't really do anything about it. Harry Palmer got a much better start initially anyway, but Quick Killer came steaming through as Ferguson picked up a 3-second time penalty there, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the pit lane. Little One is right behind George. He might be struggling just a bit. As you can see, Little One's got more confidence on the throttle now as the DRS enabled there for Little One, and he might breeze his way past, but as you can see, George stays ahead for the time being. Look at Mercedes coming through as well. They're not about to make it 3 wide, are they? But I say, because if Deluxey stuck his nose on the inside, he would have taken George Hargreaves out by putting him in the wall, but thankfully he didn't. Here comes Little One then with the dose of DRS once again for the second time on this straight. Might be able to get George Hargreaves going down into turn 1. It just looked like George got better straight line speed. Here comes Deluxey. No, he stays behind for the time being. What will Mercedes do? Because one's on different tyres than the other. I think Deluxey might have to, I think George might have to give way there to his teammate. But oh, what's going on down in the midfield? Dragon of Speed dropping down.
Yeah, Dragon on speed there, having a collision. I think it was with Ferguson. Unfortunate there, but I was going to say he had a brilliant restart, getting past Mazzle straight away, but he's just lost positions due to, I believe, contact with Ferguson there, so really unfortunate for Dragon. Hopefully he can get them positions back up. Harry now just sticking kind of behind Quick Killer, trying to pull away from his teammate as KXI has just made a move on Nacho down the inside through the left-hander, turn 13. Nice move from him, nice move from the AlphaTauri driver. But I think what Harry's wanting to do is just kind of pull away from everyone, trying to get maybe the overcut on Quick Killer to pull away and win this race. But he is keeping with the softer driver, the driver on the softer tyres, as Dragon has just made a move on Maze down the DRS straight. It's nice and simple for Dragon.
As Quick Killer sets the fastest lap of this race there. He's still got Harry Palmer on his tail, but look at Nacho then. I think KXI made a little mistake on the inside of turn number 27, and now Nacho then will have the he's got a lot of BOS at his disposal too, so we can use some of that to get past. But look in front, we've got Ferguson versus Ross. A bit of contact there between the Red Bull and the Alpine. Somebody's got off steaming off the track there. That was the Aston Martin Craigo going off the track against a 3-second time penalty as a result as well then, so not ideal there from the Aston Martins, who's had a dismal race so far, P12 and P13, but there's still a long way to go in this race. But yeah, I agree with what you said about Harry Palmer there, just sticking Quick Killer's DRS. He doesn't want to fight. Oh, Nacho there had a 3-second time penalty, evidently so, by going a bit wide. I saw that on board, or off board, but Ross is still right behind Ferguson as we head into turn number 13 then. Late on the brakes is Ross, going around the outside. That's such a risky move, but it gets it done. What a lovely move there from Ross to go around the outside of turn 13 like that. And that's how you do it, like Lawrence Stroll did on Carlos Sainz this year at the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. But Ross has made a mistake then, and this is going to allow Ferguson to come back at him. Ross did go full speed, knowing he might have got a penalty for that one too, so had to give the position back. But he gave 2 of them away, because KXI now is ahead of Ross. And further behind, I can see Nacho versus Craigo. Craigo's got a bit deep, so has Keg. Oh, look at that! Ferguson lost the car, there's contact, and there's KXI, he's gone to a spin. There's Davey everywhere, Ross is out of the race. Jay Hartnell spun too. Major drama going on there. Jay Hartnell got a penalty for collision with Nacho there. It was just like a domino effect, all falling down after one driver making a mistake. But I didn't see it all.
What happened there then? I didn't see what happened until I just saw drivers dropping out of the race. What the hell?
I think there was like a conundrum effect behind Ferguson. Ferguson made a big mistake. It was one of the Red Bulls, I can't remember which one. But Dragler Speed all of a sudden finds himself in 6th place. But I think one of the Red Bulls got out of shape, and therefore it was just everybody tapping the back of each other. Oh, Deluxey there! Did you see that? Oh dear, there, Deluxey. He got the throttle a bit way too early and smashed his front wing against the pit wall exit. So that's another trip back to pit lane for Deluxey then. Ah, unfortunate there for Deluxey. He's got a brand new set of medium compound tyres that go for a 2-stop strategy now. But what will Quickler do in first place? What did I mention? Lap 7 out of lap 8. The safety car comes out then, and that's when the medium runners will go off the mediums and go onto the hards. But yeah, this race, 4 cars have gone out in the space of a few minutes.
Yeah, that's really surprising. But something else we didn't notice, George Hardgreaves got past Little One, I think just before the safety car came out actually.
I think I caught it all. I think we're going to re-watch that incident back between those guys, because that was just chaotic, like too much to process what happened down there at turn number 23. But I'm going to go on board, have a look at it now. So yeah, Ferguson got a bad exit, KXI got hit, well KXI hit the back of him, then Nacho hit the back of KXI, then an Aston Martin comes through. I don't know, quite sure what happens because I can't see the full side of it. Jay Hartnell spins, he finds himself losing his front wing, but luckily didn't retire from the race like Nacho, KXI and Ross. So Nacho, KXI and Ross unfortunately getting caught with Ferguson's incident there, because it's just a mistake really. No one's at fault. It's just an unfortunate incident where someone loses the car, then people behind can't react quick enough. It's a fast corner, you can't really react that quick, but it's unfortunate for those 3 there getting caught up in it. And I think Ross, Nacho and KXI are all innocent victims from Ferguson's mistake. Jay Hartnell also found himself in that incident too. But yeah, I don't quite sure how KXI retired, because he was rolling backwards. Then he must have lost his rear tyre by rolling a bit backwards too quick there, because he was still in the race. But all of a sudden, Ross hit the wall actually, because he made contact with KXI. When those two hit each other, KXI and Ross unfortunately couldn't save the car, lost his wheel. Then KXI must have got hit by somebody else, maybe Nacho, I'm not quite sure. Nacho came through. But out of all of that, Dragler Speed finds himself in P6 after being in P13 a few laps ago.
Yeah, really good, well, not really good, but really just making up on people's misfortunes, I guess. But he has left the session and now he's joined back, fortunately enough. But yeah, KXI was in a top 10 position there until that instant, so that's really unfortunate for him and the AlphaTauri team. Hopefully Mays can score points for them though. I don't know where they are in the championship.
Have a look at the Drivers' Championship, not the Constructors, so I'm not quite sure either, but all I'm focused on is the Drivers' Championship, because Little One has a chance to win the Drivers' Championship ahead of Mazzles if he outscores him by 3 points, I believe it is. That's how, maybe more than that with fastest laps as well, but there's 60 points in hand for both races, maybe 62 points because it's fastest laps, and Mazzles is 57 points behind of Little One, so the favour goes towards Little One there. But Little One, good drive from him, starting down in P6 there, fighting with George Hargreaves, who didn't really have the pace to match the top two, because Quick Killer and Harry Palmer just pulled away from him. But now with this safety car coming into play, will that allow him to try and I don't know, stay with the top two a little bit more? He definitely had a disadvantage at the start of the race after lost 2 positions, maybe put him down a bit, but can he find himself back in this DRS train now? Quickler, interestingly, did not pit to go off the mediums and go to the hards then, so it's extending his medium stint then, so that might help him towards later on the race to save those hard compound tyres. But Harry Palmer then, this is not what Quick Killer wants, because he knows the hard runners right behind with pitting to go on the medium runners very shortly, medium compound tyres very shortly then, and Quick Killer will be in a bit of trouble there with the medium runners coming at him later on towards the race once he opts to go to the hards, and unfortunately will be defenceless. Depends how long he can keep those medium runners behind. But here we go then, looks like Quick Killer's got a decent safety car restart here. Not Harry Palmer there, not responding as he would have wanted as he's 6 tenths behind, but off we go racing once again then. Deluxe's down in P13 after pitting once again. Oh dear, Ferguson has been disqualified after ignoring his drive to a penalty then, so it looks like he forgot to serve it.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, he wasn't even in the car, he wasn't even in the session, so there's no way he could have served it, unfortunately, but he is now out of the session, technically. Well, yeah, because he got disqualified, but still, it's really unfortunate to see that. I think Ferguson lagged out or something, and he just couldn't rejoin in time to serve the penalty, so that's really unfortunate from his end. But now we see MKP and Jay Hart now fighting. MKP moves up to 12th. Not had the best of races so far. He was down in last for most of the race, I think, after him spinning and having to, I think, pit for a new wing. But they're looking to make up positions after starting last as well. But Harry now only 4 tenths, or I say 5 tenths, behind Quick Killer.
Yes, he is indeed. So he's still putting pressure on McLaren driver ahead of us there. Quick Killer not able to pull away as he wants on those medium compound tyres then, so Harry Palmer there at a big advantage as Deluxe has got past JR Mason for P10 then. So Deluxe looking for a combat drive after he lost his end plate in the pit lane exit after getting the throttle way too early, and the tyres were cold at that moment, so he had no grip as he put the throttle on. But Harry Palmer then right behind George Hargreaves once again, not able to respond to the pace of Harry Palmer and Quick Killer, so that's left him exposed now towards Little One and Muzzles and Dragon behind. Dragon there P6, still able to keep up the pace of the DRS then after making a few mistakes earlier on where he lost a lot of positions then. So let's see if the German driver can keep hold of those guys ahead. Chugs in P7 ahead of Krager, who's 2 seconds behind of Chugs in P7 there. So he's got Mays right behind him. He's on a brand new set of the medium compound tyres. 15 laps to go, by the way, on those mediums, and he's already done 3 laps on those mediums. So let's see if we could take them towards the end. I don't think tyre wear, like I said, is a big issue around here, if I remember in previous races, maybe 2021 of course, but I'm not quite sure what it's like in 2022 because I've not raced around here for a while now. Maybe I have, but not completed the whole race, as Chugs has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. So the second man in this race to pick up a 3-second time penalty. And as you can see, Harry Palmer is super close on the back of Quick Killer. Harry's got some serious pace tonight, he's cooking, as Jay Hart now has re-overtaken MKP. I wanted to mention Jay Hart now, he had a mistake coming out of turn number 12 there. It allowed Deluxe and MKP to go through, and I was clearing that position off MKP for P12 once again then. So let's see, DRS is enabled next lap then. This is where we'll see the most fights happening on lap 11 now, with the DRS being enabled once again for the second time in this race, and this is where we might see Harry Palmer strike, or unless he wants to do what he did in the first stint and pull away from the rest of those guys ahead, because remember, those hard runners still got to pit in this race, haven't they? George Hargreaves there, 2.3 seconds behind Harry Palmer if glow stick are there. And look, my commentator is not responding. Little One's lost on the curve and he's spun. Oh dear, Little One there looking to put pressure on George Hargreaves, but unfortunately might have taken too much curb on the entry there and lost the rear end of the car then, so that's unfortunate there. It's such an easy thing to do. It's such a demanding corner that is. comes at you thick and fast, and unfortunately has suffered, like Glowstick has suffered, because he's left the session as he's got internet connection issues once again, then has Glowstick, so that's the second time in a row, but hopefully he can get back in the session immediately then. And Little One there, it looks like George Hargreaves has been relieved of the pressure from Little One then, so that might put pressure off George's shoulders just a bit there. Did MKP touch the wall? Coming out that corner there, you can see Little One right behind looking to fire back immediately. He didn't suffer any from wind damage, the Little One. MKP still got DRS in the back of Jay Hartnell then, so Little One can't make a move, but Harry Palmer is so close now. Will he fancy a run? Looks like he got a bit out of shape there coming out of turn one. I think Quick Killer is going to go in the pit lane. No, he's not. He's going to defend on the inside, so a Quick Killer there not going in the pit lane. And Glowstick is back in the party, but Harry Palmer is so close behind, but not able to make a challenge into turn number one there. And Glowstick, you there, mate? Not there for the time being, unfortunately, is Glowstick. Random Human, how have you been today?
Again.
Oh, lucky there. Unlucky Glowstick.
I should be getting the internet sorted out soon. It's just a problem at the moment, but I am trying to join back at the moment.
Oh, Little One there has crashed out of the race. Yeah, championship leader has gone. Now let's see where he crashed. And he's crashed coming out of turn number, what is that? Turn number 3? I'm not quite sure what corner is. No, turn number 4 that is. So Little One there. So if Glowstick, if you yeah, so basically once you lagged out, Little One was putting pressure on George. That fast first sector, he unfortunately lost the car, didn't sustain any from wind damage, and he fell down into P12. Then now he's just crashed out of the race at turn number 4 then, so our championship leader has disappeared from the race, and this could be very useful for Muzzles there to close down the deficit, but he's in P4, he needs to win at least both races if he wants to have a chance to win the championship, at least win both races while Little One's retired like that. So this could be huge for Muzzles here to gain himself some points back towards the championship to close that deficit down, but he's got a long way to do that. Quick Killer, Harry Palmer, all these hard runners and the medium runners now in the pit lane. This could change things a lot though, because I think Chunks, Dragon on Speed, has just picked himself up a speeding penalty there. So Chunks is actually in the pit lane, I think. No, is he? Yeah, he is. So I thought he would take those hards to the end there and take the lead of the race, but he's opted to go on a brand new set of mediums, which is wise, of course, because he puts himself on the same strategy as the rest around him, except the likes of Quick Killer, Craigo who stayed out there, Maze has stayed out there, Deluxey as well, so he puts himself in sync with the others who are going to a brand new set of mediums anyway. From the start of the race, they start off the hard, so Chunks there, or Chugs. Only 11 drivers left in this race, Glowstick.
Yeah,
lost quite a lot of the field.
Of course, I missed the Little One retiring or crashing out, and I think MKP is retired as well. I think he may be retired in the pit lane. But yeah, only 11 drivers. We've almost lost half the grid. It's not what we want to see really, but it's Saudi Arabia, so what can you do really?
Yeah, I'm not surprised around this track. It's fast, it's demanding. You can ill afford a mistake around here because they'll put you in the walls, and we've seen that then. So Saudi Arabia proved to be tricky once again then, as we lost almost half the field there, and anybody could get points now. JR Mason had a very difficult qualifying session, but let's see where he's actually P15 where he starts. He's up into P11 then, so JR Mason looking for his third top 10 finish this season, as he made an appearance back in Austria, and he scored points there too, inside the top 10. And now JR Mason then in the Williams looking to score inside the top 10. I think you have to finish in 30th or 40th to score points, but obviously complete the race. But yeah, looks like JR Mason got a big chance of scoring big points here tonight if he can, and we'll see what happens then. We've already got 11 drivers left in this race, as Craigo has gained 13 positions, started P14, has stayed out there on those medium compound tyres. But what's going to be the best strategy? Quick Killer, he's going to be in a big disadvantage despite being on the hards, because the alternate strategy is a massive favour around any circuit in this game module. Hards to mediums is always the preferred strategy at any track, but like I said, you don't know when the safety car comes out, you don't know if it's going to benefit you or not. But he's on a brand new set of tyres, so it shouldn't be too bad, but those medium runners will be very quick behind him, so let's see if he's got the pace to respond. He kept Harry at bay for the time being on the first stint while he was on the or medium compound tyres, but we'll see then if Quick Killer can defend from the guys behind.
Yeah, I don't know. Quick Killer, I don't know what his pace is. I've never. This is my first race
Watch
on
Singapore.
him, so I don't watch Singapore. Yeah, but I don't know what his pace was. Obviously, from qualifying, he looked quick, but I don't know what his pace is going to be like on them hard compound tires. But interesting lineup at the moment, though. Craig going first, Mays second, Deluxey third. Again, I don't really know what Deluxey's pace is, to be honest.
Deluxey, he moved up from tier 4. He's been in a few races now and then in tier 3, but he's had some good pace, but I'm not quite sure. I can't quite remember because he's only been in a few races this season, but he's a quick driver, and he's up into P3 at the moment, so let's see if he can keep hold of that. And yeah, he's George Hargreaves and Deluxey, a really good lineup here for Mercedes, 2 quick drivers of course, so yeah, if Deluxey races more in this season, then I can't wait to see what the German driver does. I think he got a podium back in Bahrain, if I'm not mistaken, because I know Dragon of Speed and Deluxey picked up a podium together, because I remember saying double German podium for those two. So he's on the podium at the moment in P3, but what can he do? I don't know if it was in Bahrain or Singapore. I can't quite remember which one it was. Maybe it was in Bahrain, because I think MKP won with Deluxey and Dragon of Speed in P2 and P3. Safety cars in this lap. We're about to see some more racing action, all drama.
Yeah, more drama probably, but hopefully George Hargreaves keeps it nice and patient. Of course, in Mexico last time out, he was leading the race and he crashed out in the sprint race. I can't remember what happened in the race, but it just didn't really keep it patient, to be honest. They say patience is a virtue. Now the safety car has gone in, and we're on to the final onto the straight, starting turn and starting lap 15. Let's see what Deluxey can do and what everyone else can do. Deluxey getting really close to Mays there. Could put Quick Killer in a optimal position ahead of Harry Palmer. He doesn't want to lose Quick Killer, does Harry Palmer. He wants to stay with him, get in his DRS and just breeze past him. He is on the quicker tyre, and you can notice that he is getting quite close through turn 11 and turn 12, and George Hargreaves, I was just speaking about him before the restart, and he spun. This is what I'm talking about. Patience is a virtue, and he's lost his front wing as well.
Oh, George makes another mistake. It looks like he was going well for him in this race. I know he was dropping off Quick Killer and Harry Palmer, but unfortunately in this race, the sustained front wing damage. Oh, Quick Killer has picked up a 3-second time penalty, and unfortunately for him, that's going to have massive consequences towards the end of this race. Now this puts Harry Palmer in a really great position. He's right behind Quick Killer, but they're stuck behind a driver on slightly older tyres. They should be too old as well, with the safety car coming out to play, but Harry Palmer can't afford to battle too much with Quick Killer to risk him to put him in a mistake there. But Harry Palmer, they're going side by side with Quick Killer now as we head into the final corner we go. Harry Palmer is in the net lead race here ahead of Quick Killer. Theoretically the top 3 shouldn't have to pit again because they've already been on more than one tyres and could take them towards the end if they want to. So let's see what happens there. Harry Palmer's got the pace to blast through these guys, but has he got the patience to do so, because he's looking for a race win. He finished in P2 last time out, and now he's going for his first race win of the season then. And his Alfa Romeo teammate, looks like they swapped there, those two, because his Alfa Romeo teammate was, Deluxey has hit the inside wall there, coming into turn number 4. Harry Palmer's going side by side, but why is he backs out of it, knowing he's got more pace and doesn't want to risk contact, especially with driver on all the tyres, because Deluxey really struggling in his first sector there. And Harry Palmer, when would he decide to go for a move? Because he Mays on the back of Craigo. Harry Palmer does not go for a move, but he does go out wide Deluxey, and he unfortunately loses a place towards Harry Palmer. Quick Killer has to get past Deluxe as quick as he can then to stay with Harry Palmer just in case something happens to his medium tyres towards the end of the race. Maybe they drop off just a little bit, which might bring Quick Killer's hard tyres back into play slightly, but he's right behind Deluxe then. Deluxe struggling just a bit on those hard compound tyres there, but not able to take advantage as they got in the slipstream of Harry Palmer, who was right behind Mays. Mays then made a bit of a mistake there. Harry Palmer's coming through, almost hit the wall there, did Harry at the exit of turn of 23, and now he's taking second place away from the AlphaTauri of Mays. Next one on his hit list is Craigo, and then he's back in the lead of the race, and I thought Deluxe would go down the inside, but that does make Mays go out wide. Oh, Quick Killer! Did you see that? He hit the wall, cut out the final corner. Did he lose? Oh, that's in the pit lane, unfortunately.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for Quick Killer. Something that you wouldn't want happening to you, especially towards the dying stages of the race. And now Deluxe has gotten past X-Maze and JR Mason, of course, getting past. And Quick Killer's retired, he's just given up. That's really unfortunate to see from the McLaren driver. But Harry Palmer, what a move down the inside, by the way, up to the corner we're coming to. Thinking Deluxe thinking he was going to go down the inside and made him go wide and just slipped through on the inside. What a really nice move from Harry there.
And look at that Dragon of Speed, carrying more quarters speed than Mazzles there, coming out of turn number 13, but obviously not enough room to go alongside with the Haas there. Dragon of Speed in a really good position too, but unfortunately has picked himself up as facing contaminity. Harry Palmer is right behind Craigo now. I think Craigo's defenceless, but this is going to be a great drive from Craigo if he can stay on the podium there, despite where he started at the P14 then. I don't think Craigo can do anything about it with Harry Palmer's sheer speed, and on a brand new set of mediums too, for good measure. And now DRS is enabled for the Alfa Romeo, who's about to take on the Aston Martin then for P1, and that's an easy move there from Harry. Craigo could not do anything about that one with Harry Palmer, the brand new set of mediums. Craigo opted to stay out there to take track position ahead of his rivals there, while others go in the pit lane. As you can see, Deluxe in the other Mercedes there, good recovery drive from him despite hitting the wall on the pit exit once he came out of the pit lane. But Craigo's right behind Harry Palmer with the help of DRS, but obviously not going to make a move into turn number 1, being so far back then. So Mays in P4 looking really good, but still got a little bit of long way to go on those medium compound tyres there for him. Mazzles there takes on Mays. I'm about to say that. No, he doesn't. He stays behind. Doesn't want to go up the inside. I think Chugs has overtaken Dragon of Speed just before that.
Yeah, Harry just needs to just basically keep it calm, collected, and cruise to the finish now. He needs to, because Craigo has the disadvantage of a penalty. Harry doesn't, so Harry just needs to keep it calm and collected to hopefully cruise to the finish.
Indeed, I agree with that one, because he knows guys behind on older tyres in comparison to him then. So Harry Palmer doesn't have to risk anything here like he did in the Mexican Grand Prix when his rivals had penalties and he didn't, because he was in a position to win that Grand Prix, but unfortunately he picked up a physical penalty himself then. So that's crucial for him not to pick up any penalties in this race. Might have the pace to pull away, but just in case a late safety car does come out and bunches the whole field up once again then. And Mazzles there could take a podium away, you know, in P5. He's got guys ahead of him on all the tyres then, so Mazzles there in a prime position to take away P2 and close that deficit down. The man in P2 in the championship is looking to extend his gap over Ross, who was retired. Last week's race winner, Ross, who was unfortunately retired in this race, and George has lost the swing again. Oh, George, man, he took pole position in Saudi Arabia, but this track proved to be very difficult in terms of race pace as Craigo picks up another penalty. That's going to be 6 seconds added to his collection there. And you can see Mazzles is under pressure from Chunks, you know. Chunks has got some decent pace in that Ferrari, so he might be able to find himself on the podium very shortly, because look at Mays, he's struggling in that first sector, and that might disconnect him from the DRS ahead of him. Bearing in mind though, Deluxe is not in the DRS or Craigo himself then, so you expect Mazzles, Chunks, Dragon to be quicker than Mays, Deluxe, but look at that, you can see Chunks going alongside Mazzles there, but you can see his teammate on the straight, around the outside he goes there, into turn number 13, does he have the grip to stay around the outside? Maybe, no he does not, and Mazzles there stays in P5. Mazzles there needs to be going forward, not backwards, because he knows he's on fresher tyres than the guys ahead, so he doesn't want to be letting Chunks through whatsoever.
No he doesn't, but he's really close to him now, only 2 tenths between him, but look at Jay Hart now on the back of Dragon as well, so this is theoretically a fight for top 4. Theoretically, anyway.
And look at Mazzles then going side by side with Mays. They both have DRS on the back of Deluxey, but Mazzles, the Danish driver, he moves himself up into P4, and now he fancies a podium, knowing that the guys ahead on all the tyres. You can see Mays there struggling with traction there on all the medium compound tyres. He dives off into the pit lane then to end that stint, and maybe put on a brand new, or maybe put on a set of soft compound tyres, because there's no point putting hards unless he's got another set of mediums in his disposal. But with only 5 laps to go, might as well put the soft compound tyres on. George has actually retired in the pit lane then, so there's only 9 racers left in this race, and our pole man, unfortunately there, not converted into this race. And yeah, it's a difficult one, Saudi Arabia. We've got to give respect for that one, and George unfortunately just couldn't hook it up together. So this is another race where George, I don't think he was a contention for a win, because he was dropping off the pace of Harry Palmer and Quick Cutter anyway, so I think he was just fighting for a podium. But George is just looking for his first podium of the season, never mind a win, because we keep talking about him trying to get a win, but he's not even got a podium for this season. So yes, he has actually at Baku, but just looking for a win there, and just can't catch a break recently, can George. So hopefully he can piece it all together, all the puzzles he's missing, and he can connect it all together to try and get something out of these races, and find out what he's missing in these races too, whether it's patience, pace, or consistency, or strategy calls. All of them have cost him this season as well. So let's see then if George can learn from that in the next few races or next season to try and put himself up there. He's definitely got the pace, you've seen it this season against those guys ahead, Little One, KXI, Deluxey, Harry Palmer, Mazzles, and the other guys as well, Nacho. But it's just something happens every single race, and I know Saudi Arabia is very difficult. I speak for all the drivers there, but the best man comes out on top, and Deluxey there defending for his life, because he knows the podium's on the line there against Mazzles there, but he's on all the tyres, all the hard compound tyres then, so with only 4 laps to go, can he defend from Mazzles then to get another podium to his collection?
I don't know, it's going to be really close to the finish now, but yeah, Mazzles really close to Deluxey. But look at Chugs as well, right on the back end of Mazzles. He seems to really like that first sector. He just gains and gains on Mazzles. But yeah, don't count out the rest of him. You know, Dragon, he's got some pace as well, and Jay Hart now as well. He's really close to Dragon too. So it could just be a fight for the podium here. It's going to be really close to the line, I reckon.
I noticed you said about Chugs having good, have been very good in the first set, so that is evident as well, because I think Mazzle's got more straight line speed, but I think Chugs has got more downforce, because he was so close, almost alongside at turn 13 there, alongside Mazzle's. So yeah, Chugs got some really good straight cuttering speed, but maybe straight line speed is not his advantage, because I think Mazzles just pulls away evidently in the straight, whereas Chunks gains in the corners then. So Mazzles got to watch out in the first sector, because he can't afford to make any mistake in the first sector, can Mazzles, otherwise Chunks will be all over his tail. But look at Mazzles then, right beside now of Deluxey. He goes early in the brakes, does Mazzles, so he's not really risking it all, not really forcing the moves there, and he stays behind. But does he get better traction? No, maybe. No, he doesn't, because Deluxe is still in P3 there, so Mazzles there not able to take advantage on those medium compound tyres, as Mays has set the fastest lap of this race, 6.2 behind JR Mason with 3 laps left to go. Can Mays close the gap down towards JR Mason? We'll find out eventually before this end of the race. But yeah, it's very important to keep Mazzles, it's very important for him to keep Chunks and Dragon Speed right behind him, because those two have got penalties, and he needs to keep the fight on, because if those two overtake him, then he's left Deluxey's there, got 2 cars in between himself and Mazzles, and that'll put Mazzles at a bigger disadvantage there, looking for a podium and closing down that championship deficit he has. Crago there, got good pace that Aston Martin to remain in P2 then, so what another good race from Crago. He sometimes appears out of nowhere, does the Aston Martin Crago. He gets another podium as well, his last podium, I think, was it at Singapore? I'm not quite sure, but it was very recent, his last podium there. Maybe in Mexico, I think it was. Yeah, it was in Mexico as well, so Crago there looking for a second podium in a row.
I'm pretty... Didn't Craigo win the last race?
I think it was the sprint, wasn't it? It was Rossi won the
I
race.
can't remember, honestly. I know Craigo won a race. I can't remember if it was the main one or the sprint race. But doing really good last time out in Mexico, and he's looking to continue that trend. But with that 6-second penalty, I don't know how many positions he's gonna drop. But at the moment, he's in second, having a really nice race, making up 12 positions, starting from 14th. But yeah, yeah.
I'm quite impressed there with Deluxey because he's on older hard compound tyres. He's defended these medium runners really nicely as well. So maybe Mazzles is playing a long-term game a bit because he maybe doesn't want to pounce him just now. Because if he does so, that'll give DRS towards Mazzles and he'll be the DRS train with those guys behind him. So maybe he's playing that long game because we know he's almost like he's not really wants to make the move there. He has a chance, but he doesn't really take it. He just wants to stay behind it for the time being to use the DRS before the last lap of the race. Maybe go for it on lap 25. So that may be what he's playing for the time being. Maybe just playing it safe, keeping the guys behind because he's got DRS himself with the likes of Chunks and Dragon Speed right behind him too. So that's maybe why he's playing that game. And you can see Dragon Speed right behind Chunks there. But he stays behind for the time being. Also, Dragon Speed's got a lot of ERS at his disposal. He knows the back of the Aston Martin is flashing there, so Dragon Speed has been saving. But here comes Mazzles then. Is this his big shot to get P3 away from Deluxey? Look at Dragon Speed versus Chunks there. Dragon Speed goes down the inside. Mazzles there around the outside has the inside line for turn number 2. Does he get Deluxey? Yes, he does eventually. But Dragon Speed then not able to get Chunks as Chunks actually fought his way back for P5 there. So good defending there from the Ferrari drivers to keep the Aston behind. But however, Mazzles there looking for a net P2 after Craigo's 6-second time penalty.
Yeah, nice move there from Mazzles. But oh, Chug, he gets another time penalty. That's him down to 6, and this will drop him. This will drop him behind Dragon and possibly Jay Hartnell as well at this rate, because Dragon only has a 5-second time penalty. I think he sped in the pit lane if I remember correctly. But now look at Chugs trying to go down the inside, and Jay Hartnell, he's spun.
Yeah, he has actually spun coming out of that corner then, unfortunately for Jay Hartnell. Oh, Chugs there actually hit the wall coming into turn number 23 then, and that's cost him a lot. Here comes Dragon of Speed now, able to take advantage. I think they both touched a bit there too, Dragon of Speed and Chugs there, as Chugs was trying to keep him behind for the time being. But Deluxey is coming back then as we head on to the final lap on this race then, and you can see Deluxey wants in P2 because Craigo's got a 6-second time penalty then, so the fight for P2 is not over. Look at that Dragon on speed though, as he's able to carry a lot of speed on the straight, but not able to take advantage of Deluxey then. Into turn number 1 and turn number 2 we go. I thought Dragon of Speed would take them both on into turn number 1. The amount of speed he had over these two, the overspeed he was carrying on that straight was incredible from the Aston Martin, but unfortunately he was boxed in because he had Deluxey on the left and Mazzles in front of him, so he had nowhere to go essentially, and had to put the anchors on, otherwise he would have hit the back of the Haas there. But Mazzles there defended there from Deluxey and Dragon of Speed, but none of these can afford to make a mistake now in the dying stages of this race. You can see them all derating now, and look at Craigo, he's actually lost pace. What has happened to Craigo there? Did he make a mistake, or maybe it's old hard compound tyres? I'm not quite sure there. So actually Mazzles has gained a lot, so Craigo, with this lack of pace he's having, he will fall down to 6th place at the end of this race because they're all behind him now with the helping hand of the DRS, able to get the overspeed they want on their rivals, and Craigo will be exposed to these guys behind. So let's see what happens then as we make our way into turn number 22. Craigo there really struggling with the corner speed. Deluxe is right behind too. None of these can afford to make the contact because this is the podium pay positions for P2. As we know, Craig's got a 6-second time penalty. What's going to happen between Mazzles and Deluxey as they make our way down to the final corner? Mazzles going to go down the inside of Craigo there. Will Deluxey follow through very shortly? Harry Palmer wins the race, but here comes Mazzles with better traction on Craigo. What will Deluxey do? Can he out-drag him? I don't think he can, you know. He's in the middle of both. And Deluxey takes P3 away from dragging us speed with Craigo in P5 and Chugs in P6 there. What an ending to that race with 3 drivers coming close together. And Harry Palmer wins his first race of the season. What a strong drive from Harry Palmer. Should be very impressed with that one indeed. Had the pace of the whole race there. No mistakes in that race whatsoever. And he thoroughly deserves the win there. What a fantastic drive from Harry.
What a drive from Harry. I could cry, honestly. He's one of my mates as well. I'm so happy for him. His first win of the season. He should be really proud of himself. He had such an amazing race from the offset, and unfortunately, when Quick Killer crashed, that just set it in stone, I guess, for him to win this Grand Prix. He should be really happy with himself, and what a result for the team as well.
And this is really crucial for Mazzles in the championship now. In P2, P1 would I think. What's the difference between P2 and P1? There's 24 points. I think little one. If I get my calculations right, 57 take away 24. What's that? 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. 33 points is the gap between Mazzles and Little One, and he only needs 30 points to win a race. So I think Little One, I don't want to say it too early, has he won the championship? Because fastest laps, you get points for that too. There's only one race left. 30 points is available now. I don't think Mazzles has a chance. So I think Little One there, if I'm not mistaken, has he won the championship? Let's have a Is it confirmed? I'm not quite sure if it's confirmed or not. Some people are saying it in the chat as well, but I need to confirm it right now if he's won the championship, because Mazzles in P2. Yeah, I think, Little One has won the Tier 3 championship. Congratulations there to Little One. He becomes the Tier 3 champion of CRL. What a fantastic season it's been for him. Not the best last few races, but however his teammate is able to help that with the results he's getting so far. So congratulations there for Alfa Romeo, who have won the championship here in Tier 3. Fantastic drive from Little One the whole season, and his teammate Harry Palmer there with his getting his good results now towards the end of the season.
Yeah, honestly, well done to Little One on the championship, and just well done to Alfa Romeo in general. I don't know if they've won the constructors. I think they might have actually. Maybe?
I'm not quite sure. I have not checked the constructors at all this season. Only the drivers.
But yeah, well done to Harry on the win. Well done to Little One on the championship. What a result tonight, honestly. It's such a brilliant result for Harry and for Little One as well, and well done to everyone else. Mazzles with another podium, and Craigo with a podium as well.
Podium interviews.
Yep, podium interviews.
So it was, can't forget now who's actually won the race. It's Harry Palmer, then it's Mazzles. Harry Palmer. Let's have a look, shall we? Little One, Harry Palmer, Deluxey, and Mazzles. Yeah. Tell Harry, tell Little One to get in the podium interviews, because he became. Oh, he's here.
He's giant.
Yeah, when I texted you that Little One, I thought it meant podium interviews. I didn't see what time you sent it. Sorry, mate. I thought you deserved to be in the podium interviews. So Basil's needs to join and Deluxey, but one of their settings is private. I'm not quite sure who it is.
I think it might be Deluxe. I might be able to add him because I've got him as a friend.
Little one, turn your audio on if you haven't got it on, mate.
Add Deluxe.
Yeah, but Cody has not said anything, that's why you can't hear him.
There you go.
Hi everyone.
There he is. So we'll start from P1 down to, where'd you finish little one, P13? Yeah, I know what happened, mate. I know what happened. So we'll start with the race winner then. Harry Palmer, your race pace in these last few races have been absolutely amazing. Where's it come from and why now?
I don't know. Jeddah's just a track I like. I mean, the last time I raced here, I got a win. Time before P2. So, can't complain.
And your pace the first stint was amazing because you were able to keep up with Quick Killer and pull away from George Hargreaves and your teammate as well. How'd that feel for you as well, breaking the gap between the guys behind?
It felt, I mean, especially having DRS and slipstream from Quick Killer, pulling away from Deluxe, it felt like I knew I could at least get something out of the race, and I hoped for a win.
And during the safety car as well, you came out right behind Quick Killer. Were you a bit nervous as well with the guys in front and all the tyres? Were you a bit nervous about making contact with them?
Not really. I knew the tyres would die, and after Ethan was helping me, I knew how old the tyres were, so I knew that I'd have more pace in them in the corners, especially the straights.
Does this race been feel very good to you after missing out on Mexico?
Very.
Yeah, it should do, mate. And how do you feel for the next race in? Come on, I can't believe I forgot. I literally looked at Belgium. How do you feel for Belgium?
I'm not too worried. I've got a win now, which is what I've been hoping for all season. So. Yeah, wherever I get in Belgium, I don't mind.
And Glowstick, you got any questions for Harry?
Mate, what the heck? I swear I'm your lucky charm. Like, oh my god. Like, 2 races I've commentated and you've got on the podium and now you win! Like, how does it feel? Honestly.
To be honest, I don't actually know. I think this is my 2nd ever win in Tier 3. I think it's my 4th ever win in the whole of CRL. I've been here 4 or 5 seasons. Yeah, it feels great.
It should do, honestly, mate. I'm just as happy, you know. I'm happy for you, especially as one of your mates, you know. I'm happy for you to win.
Thank you.
We'll move on to Maslow's in P2. Maslow's, mate, you here?
Yes, I am.
How's that? I know you missed out on the championship, but P2 still feels pretty good, considering where you started, right?
Look, let me start by saying congratulations to, first of all, Harry for the win tonight, and obviously Ethan for a great championship. We've been racing for a few years now. He's a very, very good racer, so very happy that he's won it. And yeah, it was good to consolidate my 2nd place.
Oh, I thought you lagged out there. Did you finish what you were saying?
Oh no, I got my 2nd place in my championship. I think I'm secure now for that. So that's good. That's good after last season where I dropped off after race 10 points and ended up in 7th place or something like that. I'm really happy to take 2nd this year.
Bit of a crazy race this one, Mazzles. Would you expect the podium at all in this race?
I can't. Well, I must admit, I kind of did. I kind of knew I was all right. I like driving jet. But I must admit, like halfway through the race, safety cars and ending down on, I think I was 9th at the restart. I didn't think it, but I had a great race. I had to say thanks to Oxy for a really great couple of laps in the end. It was exciting and great racing.
Yeah, great racing for you both. It's nice to see you both going side by side. Were you a bit nervous with the guys like Chugs and Dragon of Speed right behind you too, because they were closing very fast on you two?
Yeah, they were first because they were quick, and I think I'm running a different kind of setup with a higher rear wing than front wing, and that just means that I'm braking a little bit early. There was some, when driving that close to each other, I was a bit nervous losing.
Yeah, because in the first set, I noticed Chugs was right behind you in that first set down at turn number 13. Then on the straight, it looks like you had more straight line speed, so it was very important for you not to make a mistake in that first set, because otherwise Chugs would have got you.
Yeah, I think that was exactly. And the first stint on the hards I was terrible. I couldn't find the grip in them. I was much better on the medium, so I enjoyed that a lot.
Do you think the safety car helped you nurse your way back up there to the front?
I don't know, because I wasn't really. I felt quite fine when it came out. I thought, you know what, it's really hard to say because I'm not I'm not watching the race at the same time as they talk to me, so I don't actually know. I'm looking forward to watching it back though and see game change.
You've had a few podiums this season and a race win as well, Mazel. So I think it's been a great season for you overall, because I know you had your up and downs. Like some of these drivers having their up and downs as well, not just you. So to get P2 back, because I know you were outside the top 3 in the last few races, but fight your way back up to P2. I think you're secure, like you said, in P2 now, because I don't think Ross can catch you anymore. So the pressure's released off your shoulders now in Spa.
Yeah, I knew I'd score a similar amount of points than Ross, and then I would be safe if I scored on that second place. And it's been my best season in the era. There's no doubt about it. Well, this is a good one. I'm looking forward to.
And how are you feeling for Spa?
Oh, I love Spa. I think, but now the pressure is off a little bit. I'm just going to enjoy it, and I'm hoping for a good result.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. You should enjoy it, and congrats on P2 in the championship as well. Glowstick, you got any questions for Baz?
I don't have any questions. I think you've basically asked all the questions that could be asked. Just a well done on the P2, and I think, did you say you got a P2 in the championship as well?
Yeah, I think I secured that tonight. Yeah, there was a theoretical chance that I could get, and actually that's like I could have gotten if it wasn't for Harry Palmer tonight, I would have gotten 30 points because like in second I would have gotten first, and then there was still championship open. So well done on Harry Palmer for during that championship reason.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done on the second place tonight and second place in the championship.
Thank you.
Let's do some quick maths as well while you finished in P2, Mazels, but I got it right for once, unlike in Mexico.
Yeah.
Now we move on to Little One, mate. Congratulations on winning the championship. I know I've not been here the whole season, but walk us through your season, mate. What's been your highs and lows this season? What's been your best race so far this season, Little One?
Can I point out we can't hear you on the stream?
Oh, Ethan. I told you beforehand, mate. Little One's gone to sort out his oh, he's left the party, so we'll have to wait for him then.
It's because he's on mobile, so he couldn't find the setting.
Yeah, so Harry, let's go to you again. This season, you've been outside the top 10 mostly, but you came through to the top 8 because the late safety cars appeared and gained some good positions over that. But what's like really changed in between races, like from back then to now? Like, what have you found?
I'm not actually sure. I said a few races. I said a few races ago to Ethan in the pie that I just suddenly felt like I had a lot more effort. And I think it was the race before Mexico. And then it's just clicked. I've not done anything different. I've just clicked to racing.
Let's go back to Little One then. So, when George Hargreaves came in, and we had Veloci Ayob Jr. too, and were you a bit worried about those two at the start, like, or in the middle of the season? Oh, he's not talking at the moment.
I have to give him a call and teach him.
Might want to unmute your mic, Ethan.
Oh yeah.
Technical difficulties.
We're hearing music in the background now. Hopefully, we don't get copyrighted. he's playing music in background.
I'll give Ethan a quick
I was
call.
playing the technical difficulty song. do 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 do.
It's true. Yeah. Little One's here.
Oh,
Ethan?
Is he here?
You're muted.
Ethan, you're back. Yeah, so let's go back to where I said the highs and lows, and I also said, what do you think about George Hargreaves and Veloci Ayob Jr. during the season too? That is true, because it looked like Veloci Ayob Jr. was in a bit of a roll there, once he joined the season, but he posed no threat to you after he got kicked out of his seat. I think looking at the results now, he had 2 wins in a row. Then he got another one in Italy. That makes 3, 4 for Brazil. So yeah, he had 4 race wins in Brazil. I mean 4 race wins this season. Yeah, because I think Jensen Button had 6 out of 7 wins and didn't win any more after that, did he? In the second half. Yeah. What?
In Holland, yeah. Yeah, likewise. Great, thank you so much.
Yeah, you two are extraordinary drivers, Maz and Little One there. But Little One, what could you improve this season as well? Because, like you said, you not had many race wins this season, only 3. But what could you improve this season too? Yeah. In the last two races as well, you had your struggles at Mexico and Saudi Arabia. Do you generally not like those tracks, Saudi and Mexico? I want to talk about Austria as well because that's when you spun at turn number 8 trying to put pressure on George, but you spun, you fell down to the back of the field, and still you finished in P3 as well, so that must be another good strong recovery drive for you as well. Yeah, I want to talk about Harry as well. Like, how has he been as a teammate this season? Because he's done really well in the past few races, hasn't he? That's what I said. I've seen good teamwork between you two in the qualifying as well when you give each other a slipstream too. I'm really glad to hear that too. And close to you, the questions for little one.
Of course, I didn't see much of your best performances, but joining quite late into the season, of course, you've had two pretty unfortunate races. But just how does it feel to secure the championship overall? Mm.
You deserve it, mate. It's happy to see you up there. I've known you for a long time. We'll ride it off there then. In Saudi Arabia, Little One takes the championship over Mazzles, as Mazzles also gets achievement 2 by securing P2 ahead of Ross. But we'll ride it off here then. Join us for Saudi Arabia for Tier 1 at 8:30, and join us back for Tier 3 at 7:30 for the last race of the season at Belgian Grand Prix. And massive shout out to Glowstick for joining me on comms once again. Thank you so much, mate.
You're welcome, mate.
Congrats to the top 3, which was Harry, Mazzles and Deluxey, and congrats to the championship once again, Little One. See you all next time out on Thursday with me and Stevan.